Hello, Magpies. Let's talk about something that truly warms the heart: loyalty. While January has been a whirlwind for Newcastle United, with Miguel Almiron making his way back to Atlanta United and Lloyd Kelly heading off to Juventus, one player is standing firm amidst the uncertainty. Sean Longstaff, our local lad, has decided that St James Park is where he belongs, despite Everton's keen interest in bringing him to Merseyside. Now, we all know the January transfer window is a risky game, and Newcastle have been treading a fine line. Almiron's departure, though a decent bit of business at $10 million, leaves us with fewer attacking options. And with Kelly also packing his bags, concerns are growing about squad depth. Add to that the continuous whispers about Kieran Trippier and Matt Targett potentially leaving, and it's no wonder fans are getting anxious. But amidst all this uncertainty, Longstaff's decision to stay is a refreshing dose of stability. Everton may have come knocking, but our midfield warrior shut the door in their face. According to TBR Football's Graham Bailey, Longstaff has made it crystal clear he is not ready to leave yet. And honestly, can you blame him? With the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg against Arsenal just around the corner and a 2-0 advantage to protect, Longstaff knows he could be on the brink of something special with his boyhood club. For a lad who bleeds black and white, this isn't just another cup run. It's an opportunity to write his name in Newcastle United's history books. A return to Wembley is within touching distance, and the chance to end our long trophy drought is something he simply can't walk away from. If Newcastle do go all the way, lifting that silverware in front of a packed St James's Park crowd will mean more to him than any lucrative contract elsewhere. Of course, his future might be re-evaluated in the summer. Football moves fast, and opportunities will arise again. But for now, Longstaff remains one of us, fully committed to the cause. And let's be honest, he's not just a local lad who loves the club. He's an important part of this squad, a tireless workhorse who gives everything every time he steps onto the pitch. What do you think, lads? Is Longstaff making the right decision by staying put? Should Newcastle do everything to keep him beyond the summer? Drop your thoughts in the comments. All right, Magpies, let's dive into another big talking point. Kieran Trippier. Unlike Sean Longstaff, who's firmly committed to staying at St James Park, our experienced right-back might be heading for the exit. Reports suggest that Galatasaray are seriously pushing to sign him before the transfer window slams shut. And guess what? Trippier himself is open to the move. Now this one's a bit tricky. On one hand, Trippier has been a fantastic servant to Newcastle since joining in 2022, bringing leadership, experience, and a real winning mentality to the squad. He's played a massive role in our rise back to the upper echelons of English football, helping us secure Champions League football last season. But on the other hand, he's now 34. And it's clear that he's not the same player he was when he first arrived. With Tino Livramento stepping up and proving himself as the future at right back, Trippier has found himself in a reduced role. So, should Newcastle cash in while they still can? Galatasaray are reportedly offering $4.2 million, which isn't a huge sum, but given his age and contract situation, which runs until 2026, it's a tempting offer. Trippier is said to be keen on the move, and his representatives are pushing for the deal to happen. From a personal standpoint, it makes sense. He'd be heading to a league where the pace is slightly less intense, and he'd still get to play Champions League football. But here's where things get worrying. Newcastle's squad is already looking thin after Almiron's departure and Lloyd Kelly's imminent loan move to Juventus. If Trippier also leaves, we're running dangerously low on depth. Livramento has been excellent, but what happens if he gets injured? Who fills in then? Losing a player of Trippier's experience in the middle of a season where we're still fighting on multiple fronts could be a massive mistake. Eddie Howe certainly seems to think so. He's reportedly reluctant to let Trippier go, knowing that reinforcements aren't exactly flooding through the door. And he's right to be cautious. The January window is notorious for last-minute panic buys, and Newcastle don't want to be left scrambling for a replacement. Ultimately, this decision comes down to balancing short-term needs with long-term strategy. If Newcastle are confident they can get by without Trippier for the rest of the season, then maybe it makes sense to let him go now and bring in a younger option in the summer. But if there's any doubt about squad depth, then keeping him until the end of the campaign is the safer choice. What do you reckon, Geordies? Should Newcastle let Trippier leave now? Or is it too risky? Let us know in the comments. That's it for today's update. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, how are the lads?